Hey guys, Joshua with Josh and Hunters Adventures, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're talking about springtime jerkbait fishing. You know, when I think of springtime, one of the top baits that I think about is a jerkbait. There's a few reasons why a jerkbait works so well in the springtime. We're going to discuss those in today's video, and we're also going to share some footage with you guys of myself and Hunter out on the lake throwing a jerkbait. And the conditions that we had were not the greatest, but we're going to show you that you can still catch them this time of year. But if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. Okay, so let's talk about some of the reasons why jerkbait works so well in the springtime. You know, the days are starting to get longer, we're getting warmer weather, and that water temperature is starting to raise. And as the water temperature starts to raise, that shad and the bait fish are going to start moving out of that deeper water where they've been at in the winter. And as they move up, the bass are going to follow. Really, everything wants to start moving up as the water temperature warms up. And what better bait to use than a jerkbait? You know, you're mimicking a dying bait fish or a shad, and those bass are already moving up and staging, getting ready for the spawn. And this bait, you're able to cover a lot of water, and it just flat out catches fish. You know, we're not talking specifically about bait brands here. We're just talking about throwing a jerkbait. I'm going to go over a few of the colors that I like to use in certain situations. So let's talk first about on water clarity. Let's say you've got clear water and maybe you don't have a whole lot of wind. It's, you know, partly cloudy. I'm going to throw something like that. It's going to be like a matte-like color. This is the Megabass 110 in the matte shad, and then this is a Lucky Craft. You can see it's like a translucent. That's what I like to throw when I don't have like a lot of chop or anything like that. Something that's not going to put off a huge amount of flash in that clear water. Now, if I have clear water and still, but I've got a lot of wind, partly cloudy day or something like that, I'm probably going to throw something with just a little more flash in it, because there's a lot of movement in the water from that wind and the chops and the waves. So I'm going to throw something that's going to have just a little bit of flash to it. You can see this Strike King here. It's been beat up. I caught a lot of fish on it, but like this Pro Blue here from Megabass, I like it when the conditions are like that. That's a really good color. But I like to throw those kind of colors when I've got like chop on the water and it's really windy. Now, let's say for instance you've got some stained water. Now those stained water calls for like a color like this clown color. I like that. And then you can also throw this Table Rock, something with a little more color to call them in from a little farther distance. Now there is two jerkbaits that I always have tied on in the springtime, and what I mean by that is two different depth ranges. So I'm always going to have one tied on like this Megabass 110. I'm always going to have that tied on because I want to be able to cover all the depths that I need to cover with a jerkbait. And this one is going to go from 0 to 6 to 8 depending on your line size. And we'll talk about line size here in just a second. And then I'm going to have a deep jerkbait tied on. This is a 6 ounce, the Provoke Deep Diver. That's going to go down to about 8 to 10 foot. So that covers your depth range, you know, from 0 to 10 to 12 foot depending on your line size. Now, as far as equipment goes, I like to throw all mine on fluorocarbon. 10 to 12 pound is the max. You can go 8 to 12 is fine, but I like the fluorocarbon. It's invisible under the water. It works really well. I like to throw it on a medium action rod, anywhere from a 6.6 to a 7 foot, and then any high speed reel, 6 to 7 speed will be fine. You know, springtime, you have a lot of different weather situations. It seems like it just changes day by day. And as you're going to see in the video, we were faced with a lot of wind. We had a lot of wind that week. And one of the areas that I like to target in the springtime is any type of wind-blown bank. And you're going to see where we're fishing at in the video is almost like a bluff wall. It's just a small, gradual incline in the rocks right there, but those fish were staged up on those with that wind blowing in there. It was blowing that bait fish in there, and then we were able to see them on the graph and tell what depth they were in, and that's what kind of helped us on determining. As you can see, we were both throwing deep divers, which was getting down to that 8 to 10 foot range, but those fish were actually coming up from just a little bit deeper, and they could see that jerkbait as we were working it. But jerkbaits are a great bait this time of year. Like I said, you're covering a lot of water, and you're able to mimic that dying bait fish or the shad that the bass are actually targeting on this time of year. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into the video and let you guys see the conditions that we had. Like I said, it was very windy that day, but we were able to find them on those wind-blown banks where they were staged up and feeding on that shad as they were coming through. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's check it out. I feel like we need to make a move. Oh my gosh. I wish you wouldn't do that. That's a good one.
He liked that thing.
Yeah. Okay. Another freaking big one, man.
Let's freaking go.
All right, we got a video. Get that bait out of the way. Hold on. Got him. Yeah. Another big smallmouth. Get ready, he's coming up. I was getting ready to say I'm gonna change colors. I swear that's what I was getting ready to say. I said, I'm changing colors. This thing ain't working. He knocked slack in it.
They're liking it.
Another pretty one. Got so many rods laying up here, I don't know where to let him go at. The whole forward facing sonar. I had just everybody talking about how it's not right. But the thing about it is,
it's not cheating. You can't, like, I've had so many follows today on this bait.
Well, the thing about it is it's only really good
in the winter.
In the winter. Like, yeah, okay, it's okay for a nighttime spinnerbait, but we don't use it in the spawn. At least we don't. I mean,
unless you had 360.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't use it here unless you're on South Holston.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of people saying it's ruining the sport of fishing, and
I love the thing. I think the thing's great.
Oh, it definitely changes everything. But I mean, it just goes to show how many fish did we have today that followed.
A bunch. You can't make them bite with a graph. I mean, you can try to entice them, but you can't, like, physically make them bite the bait.
See if you can hit that fish right there.
Where?
Where did he go? I knew something happened. It's a largemouth. I said,
that fish right there.
I said, where did he go? We were just talking about live scope.
Oh, I definitely told him that.
Oh. Under the camera there. He was just suspended off them rocks.
There's that fish right there.
Yep. Yeah. Thought he was bigger than that. But I tell you what, he's got some of the reddest eyes. Look at that, orange. I thought he was bigger than that. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions or comments, please go down in the comment section and leave me one there. Again, if you're springtime bass fishing, make sure you've got a jerkbait tied on. I always have two of them tied on, the 110 size and then the deep diver, always tied on this time of year. Again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. Till next time, this is Josh with Josh and Hunter's Adventures. We'll see you next time.